now at 10.
I don't, we don't think he would have made it if he wasn't. I don't think he would have made it.
A service dog reunited with its family after getting loose in a winter storm. Plus, a glitter and glamour of Hollywood as the week ends with the Oscars right here on ABC4. Craig Wirth has more on the history of the award show. And the Florida-bound Southwest Airlines flight forced to make an emergency landing after an engine catches fire and the cabin fills with smoke following a reported bird strike.
Live from Utah's first TV station, ABC4 News celebrates 75 years.
Welcome to the ABC4 News at 10 o'clock. I'm Emily Flores.
And I'm Glenn Mills. Thanks so much for joining us. An avalanche today in Big Cottonwood Canyon. Luckily, no one was injured, but it is a reminder avalanche danger remains elevated throughout the week as storms continue. Craig Gordon with the Utah Avalanche Center saying this has been a remarkable storm cycle with 2 to 4 feet of snow. And all that dense snow piling up quickly raises concern for both natural and human-caused avalanches. So if you want to enjoy the powder, make sure you're planning for safety.
Just due to the volume of all of this new snow, avalanches are running further downhill than you might expect. So you definitely want to stay out of the path of any avalanche runout zones and be aware of people that are traveling above or adjacent to where you're riding.
Gordon says to avoid avalanches, visit ski resorts where mitigation work is being performed. If you are going into the backcountry, be prepared with the right rescue equipment and make sure to check conditions before you head out.
All right, and to help you out with that, let's head over for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy on the latest on avalanche conditions. Alana?
Yeah, you can check those conditions right here, right now. We know we saw considerable danger out there today, and that included for the Wasatch and the Bear River Range. We also know towards the western Uintas, we saw high avalanche danger. This is not a surprise as we had 2 winter storms impact us over the weekend. That storm cycle that Craig was referencing, boy, it dropped hefty mountain totals. We have the latest numbers coming up here in a second. This is what it looked like at Deer Valley with the snow coming down. They picked up just shy of 2.5 feet from the storms that rolled through. And that included today as we accumulated a few more inches. Taking a look at some of these numbers, unbelievable. 48 inches at Brighton in the last 2 days. Last 48 hours, putting down more than 3 feet at Solitude. Alta, newest numbers tonight, 41 inches at Snowbird. Park City Mountain coming up at 43 inches. So a tremendous amount of snow in a short amount of time, which is not a surprise that some of the snow wants to slide. It really stacks up quickly. 29 inches at Deer Valley, 18 inches at Powder Mountain, 16 at Beaver Mountain. So even our northern mountains tapping into that snow. Very healthy totals and snow still in the forecast. But we have to talk about the greatest snow on earth because as you look at some of our resort totals thus far this year, way above average. The 600 Club, let me introduce you to Alta and Brighton. Snowbird and Solitude pretty close to that. Snowbird just about there, but the 500 Club and even places like Park City and Deer Valley. Look at these average numbers and this year really performing. So this winter has come through when it comes to snowpack and it's not over. Our unsettled pattern keeping us on our toes. A few snow showers in the northern mountains starting to dwindle just a little bit, but the chance for isolated snow holds on for the overnight. I will show you where and when to expect our next round of serious wet weather coming up in my full forecast. Glenn, Emily, over to you.
All right, well, stay tuned. Thank you, Alana. Well, skiers and snowboarders taking advantage of all of this new snow. One resort already extending its expected closing date. With a record season, Park City Mountain Resort has 455 inches recorded at their Daybreak Snow Stake. The mountain has received so much snow that they're expanding the season by 2 weeks with an estimated closure date now for the end of April. Just driving into Park City, you can see the mounds of snow piled up higher than they've been in decades.
We've been recording snow levels here for about 49 years, and this is the most snow we've seen in a season in 49 years.
The mountain should remain fully open until April 23rd, they say, conditions permitting. And in Ogden this weekend, Animal Service Officer Dickman received a call about a dog that sounded as though it was in distress during a snowstorm.
Yeah, the dog named Zero getting loose and running away in the area of the Waterfall Canyon parking lot. Dickman hiking the Bonneville Shoreline Trail in the heavy snowstorm at night, and she was able to find the distraught animal. Dickman also scanning the dog, locating its owners so they could be reunited. The family expressing what they were going through while Zero was lost out in the cold.
We feel like things are okay, which we weren't okay before that, but we're like, we think things are okay. And yeah, Raven turned to me and was like, Mom, I feel like Zero's okay. 30 minutes later, we get an alert from PetLink that says that that they found Zero.
Zero is a home service dog that helps the entire family. The family is saying that Zero likely would not have made it had he not been found. They are very grateful to those involved in the rescue.
Oh, yes. Okay, well, this is the week we turn to the glitter and the glamour of Hollywood as the week ends with the Oscars on ABC4. Millions will watch as jewel-clad stars parade across the red carpet in the annual fantasy event.
At the first Oscars, a polo-playing high society director from the golden era winning 2 of the 18 Academy Awards that night. Craig Wirth says it's hard to believe his humble beginnings and even the humble beginnings of the Oscars back in 1929. It's worth watching.
It's the night the people who make entertainment become the biggest entertainment in the world. And it's been that way for over 90 years. More see the Academy Awards show than see many of the movies. It's impossible to describe the frenzy over the little statues, or why thousands line up along a piece of red carpet a day early. It's one of those unbelievable Hollywood stories.
For about 10 years, I was so gosh darn lucky to be part of the network team on that red carpet.
And in just a few minutes, they're going to be walking down this famous red carpet again, basking in that fantasy called stardom. But even as I watched the stars of the 90s, I think it was the history of this night of nights that is most intriguing. Long before the frenzy of the night. It was 35 years ago when I asked the Academy to relive that first award night. It was held here at the Roosevelt Hotel in 1929. And the idea for the awards came in this very room. It was where the new Academy of Arts and Sciences met every Wednesday eve.
I'm sure that the people who were in the Academy in those early days had no idea what they were starting, because it was just a group of industry people who got together just to sort of socialize, and then they started making a few rules and sort of helping each other.
They all worked long hours and never had lots of time to socialize. So it was a night to have dinner and give out a few awards around dessert time.
And they were called Merit Awards given by the Academy. And Doug Fairbanks Sr. was the MC for the evening. And they gave out 13 little gold statuettes in 5 minutes and then went on to have dessert.
Now, the big winner was the director in the middle of the photo, Frank Borzage. He had changed Hollywood with the picture Seventh Heaven and won Best Director. He is credited with building Fox Studios into a major studio with the film. And he discovered star Janet Gaynor, who also won the Academy Award for the film. And you probably haven't heard of Frank Borzage, yet he made headlines by just coming to town back then. His movies even made headlines by coming to town. It changed the industry. It was the smash of New York. It was a film that helped make cinema what it is. And Frank even made headlines by falling off a horse. And he was so big that he won another Oscar the next year and went on to direct 60 more blockbusters. And yet again, you probably never heard of him, which is odd here in Utah, for that first big Oscar winner was a Utahn, a Park City miner, a boy who was born into a family of 14 children near Parley's Canyon. A boy who did vaudeville acts in Utah theaters starting at age 13. He created the movie that the Library of Congress has now listed as one of the 75 most important films of all time. Not to mention his other films that won Academy Awards, such as A Farewell to Arms, the classic Best Picture with Gary Cooper and Helen Hayes. That kid from the Utah farm and the Park City mines discovered stars and should be a Utahn we all remember. So in the glitter and the glamour of the Oscars, here's to one of our own, Frank Borzage. Craig Wirth, ABC 4 News.
Wow, you always learn several new things when you watch Craig Wirth stories.
Yep, I've definitely heard of him. I've heard the name. And the Oscars, by the way, will be this Sunday, right here on ABC4. And we will be here after the Oscars.
Of course, we wouldn't miss the party, so join us. Join us for it all. All right.
Coming up, lawmakers in Washington keeping a close eye on China. What Democrats and Republicans are saying they are concerned about.
Plus, you guys aren't having that Oscar party without me. I'll be joining Emily and Glenn. Hey, this is what it looked like as the sun went down in Parowan. Gorgeous shot from southern Utah, that pop of color. Thanks, Doug, for sending it our way. Notice the cloud cover out there, unsettled with the chance of snow. I'll tell you when in Utah's most accurate forecast.